Thanks for joining us. We are rolling on the Farm Equipment Easy on Hold digital demonstration. Many thanks to our friends at Farm Equipment and Lassiter Media for getting us involved and getting us on the air, as it were. My name is Tim Brown, and I welcome you in person here from Easy on Hold and our studios and offices in Kalamazoo, Michigan. Now, today we have a lot to do in a very short amount of time, and so we're going to move quickly. But don't worry, there will be plenty of opportunities for you to ask questions, get involved, and get information a little bit later. 800 plus dealers in the farm equipment space are utilizing Easy on Hold. We're very proud of that, and obviously a lot of experience over a lot of time. So why did they do that? Well, we have just simply upped the game as far as licensed music and voice for telephone on hold and music in the showroom. We have this new easy to control dashboard, 24/7 support, a system that scales with growth. There's a lot of mergers, acquisitions, growth going on in the industry, changes in the industry, and we are we have a platform that's very easily scaled. Our production time is only 3 days. We have quality checks where we actually get a hold of your locations. We want to listen to them and find out exactly how they sound to your customers. We have unique content that you can manage from different places for different locations. And as a Better Business Bureau accredited organization for over 10 years, we've maintained an A+. Our experience, much of it, as you can tell, is with equipment dealers. And number 10, probably the most important, we've developed streaming technology, which creates benefits for you. Just real quick, we are here in Kalamazoo, Michigan. We're certainly well acquainted with these dealers that surround us from coast to coast. Been in business since 1997. We also offer the prompts for your phone that help callers if they want automation. We also have the music service that plays in your showroom, and we are certified as some special support, special partnerships for technology and Cisco and Genesis. We'll be talking about our different integrations as well in just a moment. So the question is, what are we going to focus on today, really? I know you can get a dashboard, you can get in, you can operate different pieces and parts of anybody's third-party addition to your suite of communications tools, but why? We do it because customer satisfaction is important. In fact, by the end of this discussion, we're going to show you that customer engagement, satisfaction, customer experience, these are the things that will make all the difference going forward in these post-pandemic years. So when people need to reach you, what do they prefer? Text, email, or in person? I'll bet you'd agree, they want to reach out to a live agent over a phone, somebody that has the experience, the knowledge that they need and can answer their questions. Now, this was pre-pandemic. In the next slide, you're going to see that call center traffic last year was way up because face-to-face became obsolete, and people have now become used to not only calling instead of visiting or using another method. You know what they're doing? They're waiting on hold. Hold times were up, in fact, in some cases, 80% and more. So the average right now, this was pre-pandemic, but it's 86% get placed on hold every single time they call a business. And so my guess is that you do have hold time to deal with. Being on hold, however, is not a good thing, at least not the way it's being done for most callers. The callers are telling us in the surveys they don't want to be kept on hold. It's one of the most unproductive and frustrating parts of doing business with a company. So let's put our heads together on this situation. Customers like to call. They want to call. They continue to call and prefer the phone. But no operation, no matter how big or small, can get to every single call. So the hold time is inevitable. And many of our participants today have realized this and have taken some action. So if waiting on hold is unproductive, what can we do to make it more helpful, more productive, and more worthwhile? In other words, what is our strategy? We need a new on-hold strategy that actually takes us into this post-pandemic world of customer experience. That's what we're going to talk about today. Now, if you have music and messages, there are some typical ways of doing it, and there are new ways of doing it that we've pioneered. Typically, you've got this loop of music. It's kind of one long generic music track with these phrases of your call is important. We're glad to have you on hold. We'll be with you in a moment. We're so sorry, and so forth. But maybe you're talking about products and services, which is also very helpful. But what people are saying, at least on Twitter, I was easily, you can go and find hundreds of these, putting on hold with stupid music and automated messages makes my blood boil. So whatever you've got on hold, let's see if we can do better. I'll bet we can help you out. We have 7 ways that you can really up your game. And whether you do business already with Easy on Hold, whether you do in the future or don't, I want you to at least have these better customer service tips for more sales and customer loyalty. Let's take a look at the 7. I'm going to go over them all at once quickly. So instead of one file that loops in a circle, in other words, a 3-minute long message that plays and then plays again, we've changed this into individual short topics, each with their own unique background music. It enhances the message, and these little topics are of varying lengths, so the caller has trouble predicting exactly how long they've been on hold. Part of that randomization solves the problem of these messages in a long file being repeated in the same order. We change things up. The unpredictability actually makes the hold time seem shorter. If you're giving a caller some way to measure the hold time, in other words, if they know that an on-hold message and song is about 3 minutes, every time it loops, they use that measuring stick. I've been on hold 3 minutes. I've been on hold 6 minutes. I've been on hold 9 minutes. What we want to do is break that up with unpredictability. Now, if you have just music, I appreciate that. It lets me know that I'm still connected to the call. But only relevant, helpful information will reduce call abandonment, will reduce frustration. And if you go beyond that, if you make it conversational and timely, information that I need to know right away, if you give me options for taking action, now you're connecting with me. That's called engagement. And engagement is much better than waiting. Don't tell me my call is important. Prove to me that my call is important with valuable information. When people are being helped, they don't hang up. How many words? You know, you can say, well, I have music now where I have words. How many words is too many words? How much can the human ear withstand? Remember in the movie about Mozart, when the king says, Mozart, there are only so many notes the human ear can stand in an evening. Well, there are so many words we can take while we're trying to wait on hold. And what can we remember after 30 seconds anyway? The number's 50, by the way. We've done enough testing to know 50 words is not too many. That's our target. So are you ever launching a message or a piece of music that you have no plan on changing in the future? In other words, if you have a file system, you have to make a plan for changing that the minute you put the new file in. I've talked with companies that have had the same file running for months, years, 2 years, 5 years in some cases. We have thousands of customers and we take thousands of calls every month from companies that are exploring this. I can tell you, 2 to 5 years is not unusual for a static audio file. Hopefully we can get some streaming going where it's not static, it's dynamic. Now, a stream does know things that a file wouldn't know. Stream knows what day it is, what time it is. It can say good morning. It can say good afternoon. It doesn't play out of date messages. And I'll predict that in the not so distant future, we'll have streams that are going to be able to tell people what the weather is today. I mean, this is what's happening right now in our business. Let's go to the digital demonstration we promised you. Our updated dashboard experience, and I'm going to, in this little process, I'm going to show you some of the great ways you can automate showroom music as well. Okay, so we created Agrico, thank you. It's just a generic company for demonstration purposes. So when you log in, here you go. You're going to see right away the ways that we can help you. We have the on-hold messages. We have the auto attendant, which is recorded greetings in any language. And we have Brandi Music, which is hit music by popular artists that you can use either on hold or actually in your showroom. Let's take a look at the on-hold piece first. Now, this is for those who not only have currently used messages and music on hold, but also if you're interested in a robust system that will play audio at the special times that you want it to play, right? And can be scheduled in advance, and help you work well in advance of need. This is the dashboard. So we talked about individual messages, each with their own music. So here we have at least 4 that we've completed. It looks like one is ready to be reviewed and one is in scripting or has been scripted and is ready to review. I know this because I'm taking a look at those progress bars, right? So starting at the bottom, if you don't mind, Jamie, let's take a look now. We have a script that has been submitted and is ready for us to approve. And you'll have received either a text message or an email telling you that it's ready. And again, this is that 3-day process. It's very quick. So, that looks like a pretty good script. Let's go ahead and approve that script, okay? Great. So the approval has been sent. And when our team will put that in the recording studio, it'll change stages to studio. Now, the next one looks like we've got one that's ready. And I see that little exclamation point that tells me there's something that I need to do here. Let's go ahead and play the audio because I think I'm supposed to approve that.
Why should you check into opener blades now at Reister and Schnell? Because select opener blades are 10% off. And here's more good news.
What we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and approve that. Sound like it's ready to go. Did you notice that automatically it goes to complete? And here's the thing, that is now on our stream. Unless we've scheduled it using this scheduler, it's going to be live on the stream immediately. One of the great things about the stream is all of our approved messages go on immediately. You don't have to wait for any files to be shipped. There's no emailing. There's no processing or reprocessing of files. There it all is on the stream and it's live. Another thing you can do with this dashboard, let's take a look on the right column where it says on. What if something happened and one of the messages that you're playing, not the whole long everything. See, these are individual files. What if just one of these went out of date or something changed? What if we sold out of an item, right? We don't want it to be on the hold regardless of what our schedule is to play it. Can you please go ahead and turn one off? That's it. So now what that's telling our servers is that this particular message, this unique 50-word message, is no longer available to be played on the stream. We've essentially cut it off from reality. There's no way it'll play because the stream will never be able to see it. If something should change, we want it to play, we come back and turn it on. And again, that's the convenience that you get with a control panel like this. Let's click Add on Hold Message. Once you get into this particular screen, you can see a couple of interesting things. One is it says Create Message, and we don't require you to write everything. We have writers included at no cost, but you may want to get a good start and give us something to go on. So one way to do that easily is to look at the templates. We have script templates. Some of these topics you can see here. Are there any of these topics that are relevant that are going to help you get started? Let's grab one. Go ahead and slip it right into the message screen. Now I can see that I have the equipment paragraph. Looks pretty good. I can go in there and change a few words. It's a very simple editor. And great. You don't have to save or hit any of your buttons. That's the content right there. Now you can always change it later. Let's go to the next little piece of this builder. It's called music. We can let Easy on Hold pick the music, or if you like, we can choose it right here. We have lots of music. We have 100,000 song library, And we've picked out a few thousand here as a representative sample. Energetic, country rock, heartland. You can put a little tempo and excitement, uplifting, into your topics. And keep in mind, you can change the music per topic. You're not making one piece of music with all of your topics playing behind it. All right, we've chosen that category. How about particular songs? You could click one, Jamie, and it'll play, and we'll actually be able to kind of a medium tempo guitar thing. I like that. Let's move on. Some of these categories are going to be pre-selected as defaults. For example, you can choose a default voice, male, female, or alternating male and female. But you can always override it here. Next, you've got another default category, which is language. Again, you can change it, but it's probably going to stick to your default setting, which we'll set up for you in our onboarding. You have a place where you can put in the special instructions. You might have pronunciations or some need that you have. Perhaps you've got something special coming up that has a theme. You want to be particular about it. Go ahead, tell us anything you want to tell us, and we'll use that in our creative process. Next, we've got the documentation that you might already have written for a promotion. You might have a flyer or a brochure. Go ahead and drop it in here, and that'll give us some more background information. We also have this very important start and stop date. Remember, we were talking about launching a message and having no plan for what happens after it becomes stale. This is your plan. You can pick a day to start and a day to stop. If you leave them empty, it'll be from immediately to forever. My guess is you're going to want to not choose forever. And once that message gets close to its end date, you will get a text or an email reminding you that you've set an end date that's coming up. You may want to choose to maybe end that a little bit later, or perhaps you want to go ahead and change the copy and come up with something new. We keep you informed. Here's one that I think that is going to be new to you, the idea of priority. Here's the question. When you play your single file audio stream where you have one piece of music with all those topics in a row, and they're all playing the same number of times, my question is, are those topics equally important? If you're talking about anything that's time sensitive, if you're talking about anything that is going to be perhaps short term, we have an open house coming up. We have a special event. We have a training event. We have a sales event, or we're going to be at the fairgrounds, or we're going to do something on a particular date. That's the kind of thing you want absolutely every caller to hear, because now we're going back to the principles of advertising, which includes some repetition. Right now, I'm not saying you're going to repeat and repeat and bore and drive people crazy, but you've got to repeat it if you can as often as possible if it's going to be short term. So this particular group of callers who called on a particular day will hear what's happening perhaps on Saturday when you have that special event. All right, it's high priority. Let's go to the stream group. You can choose which of your locations or departments are going to play this. Now, it could be that you have more than one stream in one location, right? Because perhaps you have a parts stream, or perhaps you have, in this case, you have an ag store, maybe you have a construction store. You can create different paragraphs, different topics for different locations. Now, this one is marked equipment, so maybe it's going to be good at both locations, or maybe it's just equipment. You choose where you want it to play. All of your locations will show in this list. All right, now it's time to submit. What do you want us to do with this? Do you need some help writing the script? We'll treat it as you're just giving us ideas, and we'll get creative and get you something good. Or, it's pretty close. I'd like you just to give it a quick look and polish if necessary. No problem. It's included. Or my script is finished. It's ready for recording. It's approved by legal or whatever you want to make it just the way it is, pick that option. And when you're done, you'll go ahead and save it. Well, I want to say that this process gets quicker and quicker the more you do it, but you don't have to go through all of it. You can just do some of it and let us do the rest. So we've created a script. Now let's see if we can change and set some schedules. You saw we had some start and stop dates, but what if we had some multiple dates? What if we wanted something to play in July, and then maybe we wanted it to play on a different schedule later? Jamie, show me the schedules you've got for this particular customer. So we've got July 15th. It looks like all the time, all the hours, high priority, every day of the week. And it's going to play on both streams. Now, one of the streams, equipment, we can actually change the schedule on that particular stream. We can change the date to a different date. We can change the priority. Maybe it's going to be a medium priority over on this stream. And of course, you can choose times of day. If you have something, you can even choose the day of the week. See where all the days are checked? If you ran this on Friday, you could have a message that only runs on Friday. And maybe the message says, with the weekend coming up, we want to remind you that our hours are different on Saturday, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m., closed on Sunday, or however you want it to be said. You have that kind of flexibility. We can build streams that only play on certain days of the week. So that's the scheduling. It's pretty straightforward. Brandi music is a word that we made up that means your brand, your music, your independent special sound. That is exactly what we're going to be talking about when we talk about Brandi music, creating a sound using popular music licensed properly for use in the United States and Canada. Look at this. Now we have two streams, one in our ag store and one in our equipment store. That's cool. Let's say we want to manipulate the music that's either playing on our on hold in our ag store or it's playing overhead in our showroom in our ag store. You can use it for either or both. Let's go to the ag store and look at the settings. Right now, immediately at the top of the page, I see music channels now playing country fresh country hits. It's fantastic. Over on the right, what is that? That is a little player. It says it's playing the Chris Young song right now. Let's click the play button. It'll bring up a player. Pop that play button open there. There it is. Oh, we're at the end of the song. Thanks. Hey, you know, that was a good way to test and find out what it actually sounds like on the stream. Now, let's change the songs. Maybe we want to add a category. With Brandi music, you can blend up to 4 unique styles. Now, these channels or styles are all categorized by the different genres, rock and pop, instrumental, and so forth. Maybe we should add some retro. Let's do a little retro music. What have I got? I've got 70s, 80s, jukebox, 60s. Let's throw some 60s in there. And what else can we throw in there? That's 3 channels. You want to blend a lot of different sounds. We could go ahead and let's add some indie alt from the rock pop channel. You got some independent or alternative. Yeah, sounds like alt nation type of music. Let's do that. So in other words, what we've just done is we've chosen the maximum 4 unique channels that will randomly play throughout our day. But there's more. You can create a schedule where you just play a certain kind of music for a certain kind of day. Let's set up one. Let's call it Throwback Thursday. What do you say, Jamie? Just have a day where everybody likes music, whether you're shopping or working. You want to have music on. And this is a way to do it in your stores where it's completely legal, where we pay ASCAP, BMI, CSAC, all those words, all those acronyms that basically mean play the song legally by paying the right people. We do that on your behalf. So it's Thursday only. Simple enough. Just uncheck all the days except Thursday. And since it's a throwback, what do you say we do some 70s And so guess what? Every Thursday, it's going to automatically go to this choice blend of music. So we have our kind of default schedule. Then we have this sort of overriding or special priority schedule. It gets priority over our default schedule. And it plays every Thursday. You can make as many of these as you want. And just like with On Hold, you want to plan if you're going to be playing holiday music, for example. You don't want jingle bells in January or July or June. What you want to do is schedule for a start and stop date. There's some holidays. Let's just run it all throughout November or end of November. There you go. End of November, end of December. Oh, January 1st, sure. We're not going to be open that day anyway. Holiday, there you go. Click holiday, boom, boom, boom. There they are. Christmas R&B, crooners, and pop. I got to have that Mariah Carey song. It's the #1 holiday song of all time. All right, done. And you know what? I just set my music schedule for November while I'm here in July. This is truly set it and forget it convenience that you haven't had before. One of the things we wanted to remind you is that this really is a marketing tool in addition to just a customer engagement tool, because if your marketing is done well, you're using content marketing. You're giving people content they can use. That's on your social media posts. So you can use audio to make those posts come to life in your hold queue. Registration for events always need to be on hold. Anything that will build up your followers, anything that will grow your newsletter signups, anything that will support larger campaigns. We have a client that schedules all of their tweets in advance, and they also schedule the hold messages to say exactly that because they believe that people are calling after seeing one of these promotions. Support your point of purchase signage with announcements added to your showroom music. We didn't show it to you, but it's very easy to add announcements. And you can even choose how many songs play between the announcements. You can even change that throughout the day. Maybe you have fewer visits in the early morning hours, so you can play 10 songs and then an announcement. Maybe you have more traffic between noon and 4. You can change it to one announcement every other song. That's completely up to you. So some ways that we're going to help you with your marketing efforts, okay? Let's talk about integration. I think we have to be really, really transparent with you and work with you one-on-one when it comes to integration, because not all communications platforms yet today, even with all of the technology and cloud technology that's out there, not all of them have the ability to use the streaming queue music or on hold that comes from the cloud. But we continue to work with integrations. We've accomplished more than 20 of them in the 7 years of research and development since we created streaming on hold in the first place. Literally thousands and thousands of customers of Easy on Hold have used streaming. And I want to say this, millions of callers every day hear streamed music and message on hold from Easy on Hold, millions. It's robust, it's dependable, but does it work with your specific environment? We have the technology, the expertise, the experience. We have the personnel and the support to find out, to make it happen. In the next picture here, you're going to see just some of the integrations. These are major platforms: Cisco, Nextiva, Mitel, OnSIP, Avaya, Genesis, Broadsoft, Asterisk, TPX, Yaystar. We've got FreeSwitch, Vodia. It goes on and on. We have many integrations. Hopefully we can put you in that position. Now, even if you can't use the streaming, this dashboard will allow you to build your own custom file message with the different topics in different orders. So you could literally go in and choose download my file, but have it arranged in a different way so you can resort every message in whatever order you like. And in that way, you can kind of mimic the stream by using files. And we can show that to you in our onboard program. When we onboard you, we'll take you through everything we saw today and more. And we'll make sure that if you need any help, you'll have an assigned customer service manager who's going to be dedicated to you. And that CSM is going to be on the phone with you, is going to be here for you, is going to check in with you. So we appreciate that you probably would like to have some onboarding. And so we've developed this very helpful program. So before we go to our Q&A, let me just wrap it up by saying customer experience is going to be the #1 priority for a majority of the companies that are doing business today. I think within 5 years, and this particular study that we quote, within 5 years, this is going to be #1. The focus on pricing and product continues to fall. The emphasis on customer experience continues to rise because we need to respond to the way our customers are buying from us. They're buying because they had a good experience. If you cannot keep up with the increasing demands of this expectation of customer experience, customers will find someone else who will give them a good experience. Depend on us to help you. Do that by going to easyonhold.com/farm-equipment. And you're going to be getting this email or this reminder in your email following our presentation. Get a 15-minute consultation where we can talk about the specific programs and connectivities that we've developed, the integrations, whether it's for your cloud phone system or for an on-site phone system, or for a phone system you're thinking about getting into or migrating to. Now is the time to talk to Easy on Hold because we can make your life a lot easier.